Good morning, America. A new warning from the president. The fight over firings during the shutdown, and ain't no mountain high enough for one daring explorer. New threat. President Trump says he's considering strikes on Venezuelan soil to combat drug cartels, following the administration's deadly strikes on alleged drug boats, while confirming he has authorized covert CIA action in the country, as critics warn the president is risking all-out war.
Shutdown showdown. A federal judge ordering the White House to stop firing federal workers as the administration threatens to double the number of job cuts.
They're going to be terminated on a permanent basis, and it's thousands of people.
With President Trump trying to pressure Democrats, threatening to eliminate programs important to them.
Cold case solved? Police making an arrest in the murder of a New York teenager who left a roller rink more than 40 years ago and was never seen again. How they used a smoothie to help find the suspect.
I got you now.
Major developments in the search for Kata Scott, the 23-year-old Philadelphia woman who vanished nearly 2 weeks ago. A suspect is in custody charged with kidnapping, what police say they discovered.
New police warning about an alarming prank.
It just let people in our house.
Imagine seeing an intruder inside your home on your phone. But it's a social media trend using artificial intelligence to create fake images of a man in your house. We spoke to an officer about the dangers.
New details about the passing of Diane Keaton, what the Oscar winner's family is saying this morning about her death.
Close call. A grain silo collapsing, crashing to the ground. How some very quick thinking potentially saved lives.
High-flying debate. Why some flight attendants are bracing for turbulence when a big change lands at one major airline. Could your comfort become more costly?
With 15 days until Halloween, the golden phenomenon is returning to the big screen. This guy went way up, up, up to conquer Everest. He's the first president ever to ski down Mount Everest's north face. This morning, the stunning new images. It's his moment.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
We certainly do say good morning, America. My goodness, we're going to have so much more from Mount Everest this morning.
Yep, it's going to be golden,
yeah,
that's for sure. We got a lot to cover this morning. Also, the very latest on that measles outbreak in one state, raising some concerns.
But first, we have the latest on President Trump saying he is considering ground strikes on Venezuela. That would be a major escalation of the administration's war on drug cartels. The U.S. has struck several boats off Venezuela's coast that the administration says were carrying drugs, but has never hit the country's territory. Our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, is tracking this development for us. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Michael. And you said it. This would be a major escalation. The Trump administration hasn't provided concrete evidence yet for its strikes on boats off the coast of Venezuela. And now the president is considering going after cartels on land, too. This morning. The president is also authorizing covert CIA action in Venezuela. This morning, President Trump considering U.S. strikes on Venezuelan soil to combat drug cartels.
Well, I don't want to tell you exactly, but we are certainly looking at land now because we've got the sea very well under control.
The president also escalating U.S. operations against Venezuela's authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro. Trump confirming he's authorized covert CIA action in the country. But when asked if the agency has the authority to take out Maduro, Trump non-committal.
But I think Venezuela is feeling heat.
In a statement overnight, Venezuela accusing Trump of trying to legitimize a regime change operation to access the country's oil resources, saying they would bring up the matter at the UN Security Council today. It comes after the U.S. carried out its fifth deadly strike on an alleged drug boat off the coast of Venezuela. Trump posting this video on social media, saying 6 male narco-terrorists aboard the vessel were killed in the strike. The Trump administration's operation in the Caribbean first began in early September and has drawn fierce condemnation from Democratic lawmakers who say the strikes risk getting the U.S. into a full-fledged war.
There's lots of people who have been designated terrorists. That does not automatically give the authority to take lethal action.
Asked why he's striking the boats instead of using traditional Coast Guard operations where officers can verify who is on the boat, Trump saying the Coast Guard boats are too slow.
They have faster boats. Some of these boats are seriously, they're world-class speedboats, but they're not faster than missiles.
So far, the administration has provided limited details and no evidence to prove that the 27 people killed were attempting to traffic drugs to the U.S. as they claim.
So there's a 1 in 4 chance, statistically speaking, that one of these boats may not have had any drugs on it. We will never know because they were blown to smithereens.
In a memo obtained by ABC News earlier this month, the administration told Congress that America is in a formal armed conflict and that drug cartels are deemed unlawful combatants. Now, the Venezuelan government has repeatedly denounced the U.S. strike, saying they are, quote, a pure violation of international rights. Maduro calling them, quote, aggression all down the line. But U.S. officials accuse Maduro of facilitating drug trafficking from Venezuela, a claim he denies. Robin.
Many watching this very closely, as you know, Mary. Thank you. Now, the latest on the government shutdown, day 16. A federal judge has temporarily blocked the administration from carrying out mass layoffs of federal workers during the shutdown. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, is at the Capitol for us. Good morning, Rachel.
Robin, good morning to you. And if this does hold, this would be a blow to the Trump administration's plans to put more pressure on Democrats. Just hours after threatening to fire thousands more federal workers during this shutdown, a federal judge putting those plans on hold for now. This morning, a federal judge ordering the White House to stop firing federal workers just as the administration threatens to double the number of layoffs.
I think we'll probably end up being north of 10,000.
The judge saying the White House's tactics are very much ready, fire, aim on most of these programs, and it has a human cost that cannot be tolerated. 16 days into the shutdown, more than 4,000 workers have been let go. Typically, workers are furloughed, not fired. But the president trying to pressure Democrats to back off their health care demands, saying he will eliminate programs important to them.
They're going to be terminated on a permanent basis. And it's thousands of people, and it's billions of dollars.
Democrats holding firm on their health care demands to extend expiring Obamacare subsidies.
There hasn't been any indication of a Republican willingness to actually sit down and work out a bipartisan agreement that makes life better for the American people.
Amid the stalemate, the president has authorized extraordinary measures to pay the troops, now saying the FBI will get paid too.
We got the people that we want paid, okay? And we want the FBI paid, we want the military paid. We got the people that we want paid.
But thousands of other workers, including air traffic controllers, are still going without pay. And as so many of those federal workers worry about making ends meet, the House is still out of town. They are out on recess. Lawmakers are still getting their paychecks, and Senate Democrats rejected the GOP proposal to fund the government for the 9th time. There is no end in sight to this shutdown, Robin.
Unfortunately, it does appear that way, Rachel. Thank you. Overseas now to the Middle East and the Gaza ceasefire holding this morning, but under pressure over whether Hamas is fulfilling its pledge to return the remains of the hostages who died in captivity. Our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, is on the scene there in Israel. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. Growing questions and concerns about this fragile peace deal. President Trump warning if Hamas doesn't choose to disarm, the U.S. will force them to. Also telling CNN Israel can restart the war as soon as I say the word. So, look, there are a number of issues that have emerged. One is disarming Hamas. The militants have been reasserting their control in parts of Gaza that the IDF's withdrawn from against other armed groups, sometimes violently. Horrific images emerging in a video verified by ABC News appearing to show Hamas-linked gunmen carrying out a public execution. The other issue, or one of the other issues, is the return of the bodies of the hostages. Only 9 of the 28 have been handed over so far, with the Israeli government accusing Hamas of stalling and the IDF instructed to draw up new war plans. But Hamas saying they've returned all the bodies they can without assistance. And international search teams have now been sent there to try and help. Despite these issues, senior US advisors now saying that the fragile peace deal does seem to be holding and that Hamas is making every effort to return the remaining hostages. But aid still isn't flowing freely into Gaza either. But in a sign of President Trump's commitment, the advisors also saying, look, there are going to be hiccups. The intention is to keep both parties working together, getting them to show restraint and creating the right conditions for demilitarization and also redevelopment. Michael?
Yeah, we hope all the conditions there get better. Ian, thank you so much for that. And we're going to turn now to the Supreme Court taking up a key provision of the Voting Rights Act of 1965 involving lawmakers using race as a factor in drawing voting maps. Devin Dwyer, that's the Supreme Court with more. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, Michael. This case is a momentous test for the Voting Rights Act, the biggest in a decade, and the court's conservative majority here appears ready to weaken protections for minority voters in redistricting.
This morning, the Supreme Court seemingly ready to limit Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, that landmark law prohibiting states from packing voters of color into a single district to concentrate their vote or break communities of color apart to, in effect, dilute their power.
If you effectively take away the protections of the Voting Rights Act, both before and after the election, you have effectively eliminated one of the most successful pieces of anti-discriminatory legislation in American history.
When Louisiana drew its election map with an eye on race to create a second majority black district, a group of non-black voters sued, calling it unconstitutional.
Race-based redistricting is fundamentally contrary to our Constitution.
The court's conservative majority appearing sympathetic, Justice Brett Kavanaugh suggesting the use of race in redistricting may have gone too far.
This court's cases in a variety of contexts have said that race-based remedies are permissible for a period of time, but that they should not be indefinite and should have an endpoint.
But Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson insisting Congress wanted Section 2 to be a lasting tool.
Section 2 is the mechanism by which we determine that equal electoral opportunity is not being provided for a certain minority group.
Now, if the Supreme Court puts new limits on how race is used in redistricting or eliminates its use entirely, that could have a significant impact on states, forcing them to redraw their maps just before the midterm election, which in turn could impact how minority communities are represented in Congress and the balance of power between Republicans and Democrats. A decision here is expected by the spring. Whit?
Yeah, pivotal case. We'll be watching closely, Devin. Thank you. This morning, police say they've cracked a cold case after more than 40 years. Authorities arresting and charging a suspect in the 1984 case of a missing teenage girl. Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, is here. And Aaron, they really got a break with the help of DNA technology on this.
As we've seen in a number of cases in recent years, Whit, and this particular case sent shock and fear rippling through a small, close-knit community on Long Island. This 1984 murder of a teenager. And now, after 3 wrongful convictions and decades of dead ends, prosecutors say they have their man.
You have anything to say for yourself?
This morning, after 41 years, authorities say they've solved the murder of a 16-year-old who went missing from a roller rink, and they did it with the help of this smoothie cup.
The DNA in this case led us straight to Richard Bilodeau.
Prosecutors on Long Island now charging Bilodeau with murdering Teresa Fusco in 1984 after she left Hot Skates roller rink and was never seen again.
I only loved her and I miss her. That's all I can say. She lives in my heart, as you can see.
Now 63, Bilodeau in 1984 was a 23-year-old living with his grandparents near the victim's family in Lynbrook. He became a person of interest last year with the help of genetic genealogy and Othram, the lab police credit with breakthroughs in the Gilgo Beach serial killings and the Idaho College murders. Last February, investigators tailed him to a smoothie store where prosecutors say they recovered his DNA from the discarded cup and straw. The case gnawed at investigators for decades. 3 men initially convicted were exonerated in 2003. Now, prosecutors are expressing confidence they have the killer.
Through his denials that he had ever known her name, who she was, he made what he treated kind of a flippant observation about the 1980s. He said, people got away with murder back then. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Bilodeau. It's 2025, and I got you now.
Bilodeau pleaded not guilty to murder charges that carry the possibility of 25 years to life in prison, due back in court next month. So far, guys, prosecutors have said nothing about a motive.
I'm glad they solved it. I'm sure the family's so happy about that, Aaron. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to turn now to a consumer alert about home heating bills. Chief Economics Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here with the numbers. And Rebecca, could be some sticker shock this year.
Yeah, there could be. Good morning, Michael. Just as it's getting a little colder outside, there are two most common ways to heat your home: electricity and natural gas. Most of the country uses one of these. Now, if it's electricity, and a lot of the southern U.S. uses that, unfortunately, prices there are expected to climb 4%. The average, $1,133, according to the government. If it's natural gas, prices could drop a bit to $642. So why are we seeing this rise in electricity prices? Well, for years, electricity demand remained flat. There were little infrastructure investments. We've been hit by weather, but now we've seen this big increase in demand from electric cars, from appliances, and then the really significant culprit, AI data centers. They have become a hot button issue. They've seen candidates from both political parties point to this issue, especially in Virginia, which is home to Data Center Alley. And according to a report from Bloomberg, electricity now costs 267% more in a month than it did 5 years ago in areas that are located near significant data center activity. So that does have a pretty big impact, Robin.
Oh, that's a huge number right there. All right, Rebecca, thank you. Well, now to tonight's Thursday night football game. It is being dubbed the Icy Hot Bowl. Sam, you got to tell us why.
Well, look, the Golden Bachelor is hugely popular. Why not the Golden Quarterbacks? Tonight's game pitting the AFC North rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, against the Cincinnati Bengals. Two teams headed in opposite directions, really, if you think about it, but they're going to play each other. They have one thing in common: they both have 40-something quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers is healthy and performing well for the Steelers in what he says will be his final NFL season at age 41. Across the field is 40-year-old Joe Flacco starting for the Bengals. This is his second pair of 40-plus quarterbacks to face each other. There were only others were Tom Brady and Drew Brees, who played each other 3 times during the 2020 season, including the playoffs. So vintage is back in a very big way. Flacco was traded to Cincinnati just last week to fill in for the injured Joe Burrow. Now, they have not won a game since Burrow went down and are now 2-4. So that's very different from the other team. Pittsburgh, however, sits atop the division with a 4-1 record and are riding a 3-game winning streak. So, Steelers, Bengals, Rodgers, Flacco. We're not quite there at Life Alert or the step-in tub, but get the icy hot ready.
Did you say the step-in tub?
Yeah, that's right. The ice bath.
Oh, Sam. All right, great, Sam. Thank you. Go ahead. You woke us up on that one. All right, coming up, Will Reeve. He's sitting right here to my right. Tell me about a prank. Your one is about a prank that's caught on social, that's been spreading on social media.
Yeah, Michael, good morning to everyone. Some people are using AI-generated images. They appear to show an intruder in your home, and I'll tell you what you should do if you get one sent to you. Really alarming.
Yeah, we want to know about that, Will. Thank you. Also, a major development in the search for Kata Scott, the 23-year-old woman who disappeared almost 2 weeks ago.
And how criminals use air tags to track robbery victims.
You know how Sam loves props. A major airline announcing a big change, Sam?
Yeah, Robin, this is a very big deal. We're soaring, we're flying, but ladies and gentlemen, we're not reclining even those 2 inches. It's another story. A new one is coming up.
Back here on GMA, this news isn't ironic. Alanis Morissette is celebrating the 30th anniversary of her Jagged Little Pill album, kicking off her first ever residency in Las Vegas. I love that. Oh, we got all the details coming up. Because it did rain on my wedding day.
Yeah.
Pop news coming up.
Good luck.
Yeah, it is good luck.
Yeah,
it's not,
I was there. I remember the umbrellas. But it was a great time.
Thank you.
Great time. Beautiful
Appreciate
wedding. All right, but first, new at 7:30. Health officials in South Carolina say they expect more measles cases in the outbreak that has now infected 12 people. At least 139 students are quarantined at home from 2 schools. Officials say only 17% of the students at one of the schools have the required immunizations. The state will deploy mobile vaccination units in the coming weeks to provide the MMR shots for free. Also, Diane Keaton's family tells People that the death of the 79-year-old actress earlier this week was caused by pneumonia. A source tells the magazine that the Oscar winner declined rapidly in the final month of her life. but she was surrounded by her closest family members.
And we are thinking about that family this morning. Also, take a look at this here. Video captures the moment a concrete grain silo collapsed there in Illinois Wednesday, snapping power lines and causing an extended power outage. The silo was full of soybeans at the time. Fortunately, someone noticed a crack forming and the area was evacuated before it actually came down. Plus, October baseball heating up. The Toronto Blue Jays, they beat the Seattle Mariners in the American League Championship Series last night. Toronto hit 5 home runs. The Mariners still lead the series, though, 2-1 with Game 4 tonight. The Mariners, the only team in Major League Baseball that hasn't made it to the World Series.
You told us that the other day. Still can't believe it.
I got family in Seattle that's like, don't remind us.
All right.
Holding on to hope.
Don't jinx us.
Yeah,
right now.
All right. Thank you both. Now there are new developments in the search for Kata Scott, the 23-year-old woman who vanished nearly 2 weeks ago in Philadelphia. Well, this morning, police say a man is in custody facing a kidnapping charge. Faith Boubé is here with more for us. Good morning, Faith.
Yeah, good morning to you, Robin. Investigators say that they believe that the man that they have in custody right now was the last person to have contact with Kata before she disappeared. For 12 days now, they say she's had no contact with her family, no cell phone activity, or even social media posts. This morning, authorities in Philadelphia are intensifying their search for missing 23-year-old nursing home worker Kata Scott after arresting a suspect in connection with the case. 21-year-old Keon King charged with kidnapping.
Our evidence is pretty clear that she was in communication with an individual. That individual appears to meet her very shortly after she leaves her place of work. And very shortly after that, she disappears off of the footprint. Scott was last seen the evening of October 4th, leaving this assisted living facility during an overnight shift. Her car left in the parking lot. Police receiving 2 key tips Wednesday, one leading them to this abandoned elementary school where they recovered evidence of value, and another to the rear of an apartment building where they found what they believe to be the suspect's vehicle.
We also believe she may have been in that vehicle.
Authorities say before she disappeared, Scott told relatives she was being harassed. It's unclear if King was the person allegedly harassing her. The investigation now being led by the homicide unit, but officials are not characterizing this as a homicide investigation.
Homicide investigators are seasoned investigators and know how to find people and put cases together, and that's why they're on this case. They're going to locate Kata Scott, primarily from tracking his cell phone, tracking his car, tracking his friends, tracking familiar locations, and in particular, if they can figure out maybe where she was harmed, it may give them a direction as to where she might be.
Kata's loved ones are holding on to hope as they desperately await answers.
Day to day, definitely worried, but I'm hopeful we are going to find Kata. I'm confident. Me and her mother, we raised a strong, confident, intelligent young woman. So I'm going to remain confident that she's okay.
And right now, investigators are working under the assumption that Kata is still alive. And guys, since tips have led to some substantial evidence in this case, her family is raising money for a reward for tips that could lead to their daughter.
Yeah, get some answers. Thank you, Faith. Appreciate it. Now to a new warning about a viral social media trend involving AI. It's called the AI homeless man prank, and police are warning young people that it's potentially dangerous. Will Reeve is here with more on this. Will, this is very realistic, this prank.
It sure is. Good morning, Wick. Good morning, everyone. So going through something as terrible as a home invasion could be so disorienting that it doesn't feel like real life. Now, this new viral prank trend is not real life. It's fake. Your home isn't really being broken into, but the AI-generated images blur the lines of reality. But authorities are now warning of very real consequences.
Imagine picking up your phone and you see an intruder at your door, in your living room, even in your bed.
We do not know this man. Tell him to get out.
That's exactly what's happening across the country on social media.
We could feed him, and then he said he'd stay for the night.
But these images are not real.
It just let people in our house.
They're part of a trend called the AI homeless man prank, where users deploy artificial intelligence to create fake images of a man inside your home. Police are warning it needs to stop now.
You're causing your friends and your family to panic, to think you're in danger. Number two, you're tying up a police public safety answering point, a 911 dispatch center. You're wasting the police resources.
A Google search of homeless man prank turns up a website which gives instructions on how to create the image. In certain states like Massachusetts, broadcasting false information to public safety officials can be a punishable offense of up to 2.5 years in prison. So what should you do if you find yourself on the receiving end of one of these images?
We will get to the bottom of the matter if it's a real crime or if it's a prank. If you're thinking this is funny or you're thinking this is something you may want to try, please think twice.
Yeah, think twice. That prank is typically pulled on unsuspecting family or friends, someone whose home or at least pictures of it the perpetrator would have access to. But just because you know the person doesn't make it any less a waste of police resources. Remember that, and remember that potential fine and prison time.
Didn't this happen?
My assistant did it to me. She said, "Oh, this guy came. He says he knows you. He's in the office, and we had a picture right here. He sent me this picture. She's sitting there. Oh, she's like, I'm taking care of him. He's okay." I freaked out. Yeah, I freaked out. So if you don't know, it looks so real.
Sure does.
And she's looking for a job now. So, Jasmine. No, she's fine. I love her. She's great. But she got me with that one.
Yeah.
A good thing I didn't call the police because it's scary.
It would be. Right.
Tough one to get someone on.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Now with a big change coming to a major airline. Sam's here with what it is and when the change will take flight. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Michael. Hey, everybody. So in this next story, I want you to sit back, throw your chair back, but not too far, or else give me your credit card, because you're going to have to pay for that. WestJet, the Canadian airline that flies to 19 U.S. states, is rolling out a reconfigured plane that will offer passengers the option to pay for reclining seats. Now the question is, or as Betty Davis used to say, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Can anyone who actually reclines their seat on the airplane walk me through your thought process?
It's the high-flying debate that can cause cabin pressures to rise.
It's totally okay to recline your seat. That's what it's there for.
To recline or not to recline, on average, it's only 2 to 3 inches here.
I think that you should be able to recline your seat on a 10-hour flight. I told her, I was like, if you want to be comfy, get first class.
But for some, there's no question. But now airlines like Canada's WestJet are making it a financial decision, rolling out reconfigured planes starting this month with standard economy seats that don't allow you to push back and relax. If you do want to recline, now it'll cost you.
Airlines are figuring out how to segment pricing all across the board. And if you want a little extra comfort, you're going to pay for it. That's what they're saying to everyone.
The changes will roll out on 43 WestJet planes with standard economy seats featuring a, quote, fixed recline design. The airline saying it will help preserve personal space. Extended comfort and premium seats that do recline are also available if you pay more. WestJet bright-siding, calling this an investment in, quote, guest experience, saying the cabin has been thoughtfully designed to offer WestJet's welcoming service at every budget. But flight attendants are bracing for a bumpy flight.
We have been saying for almost 60 years, sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. And now people are going to come with that expectation and not be able to do that. And every time that happens, we usually have to deal with conflict on board.
Look who's on my flight. WestJet has been candid, saying that using their slimmer non-reclining seats allows for another row of seating on the plane. But Will, I mean, you know, did you ever fly in a configuration like this?
I feel like when I was a kid, the seats were this wide, but maybe I was just smaller. I don't know.
It really is nice, but I mean,
But you said slimmer, which I have big hips. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, the actual seat back and everything. The seat itself is slimmer, and yes, all of that, Michael.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What will we be charged for next?
And we'll see if other airlines will pick it up.
Okay, all right, Sam. Now with our play of the day, one of the most daring achievements making history. You got to bring us that story.
Hey, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, summiting Mount Everest is one of the most grueling physical feats a person could attempt, and that was the easy part for Jim Morrison. He's a 50-year-old mountaineer and pro skier, importantly, from Lake Tahoe. And once he summited Everest, as he saw it, there was only one way down, on skis.
Oh, wow.
Morrison and his crew of 11, including fixers, Sherpas, a film crew, spent over 6 weeks on the mountain, climbing the North Face route to the summit. And then Morrison clicked in and dropped in. It was a 12,000 foot descent. He had to hop turn at the steepest parts. The ice fields were like frozen waves. At one point, he hit bare rock. He had to rappel down the length of 2 football fields to get to the next bit of snow. It took him more than 4 hours and 5 minutes to reach Rongbuk Glacier. Experts calling it the most audacious ski run in history.
Yeah.
There's Morrison with photographer and explorer Jimmy Chin. Shoo-hoo. He was also there with the Oscar-winning director of Free Solo. They're making a National Geographic documentary film. Cool. It's going to be called Everest North. And you can go to nationalgeographic.com right now, learn more about how Morrison beat the odds to achieve this seemingly impossible.
Did you say the run down was 4 hours?
4 hours and 5 minutes.
That's quite the run.
That tells you.
But if you see how steep, how do you?
It's 50 degrees. If you think like 180, right?
Yeah.
90, 45, like 50s.
Like
Pretty hard. Like that's a lie. I don't know.
And I bet there are some areas that are even steeper.
Probably so. Hey, coming up, you ought to know about pop news. We've got a lot of Morissette news coming up in pop. And did you see this? A new angel walking the runway. And why does it say much more with Sam in our next hour? Like, you know, like we'll chop liver here. Like, okay, much more with Sam. Okay, much more with Sam.
Well, okay, everybody can come. Everybody can come. Everybody can come.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. New threat. President Trump says he's considering strikes on Venezuelan soil to combat drug cartels, following the administration's deadly strikes on alleged drug boats, while confirming he's authorized covert CIA action in the country, as critics warn the president is risking all-out war.
As we celebrate 40 years of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, former Bachelorette Katie Thurston joins us live, the latest on her fight, why she's sharing her journey on social media, and her message for other young women this morning. Ooh, Angel gets her wings. Overnight, WNBA All-Star Angel Reese hitting the runway for Victoria's Secret. What's she saying about strutting into history?
Don't you forget about me.
And don't forget about dinner tonight.
You'll be making this on repeat.
You won't want to miss the Trader Joe's dumpling bake taking over social media feeds using a bag of frozen dumplings. We gave the one-pan meal a shot.
Dig in. Let's see what you think.
As we say, good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Thursday. Good morning, America.
You're just into all the music this morning. I love it. I love it.
It's a good playlist today.
Yeah, very good playlist. I want to say good morning, America. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday morning. And this morning, Becky Worley's taking a full look at full body scans. They're becoming more accessible and can analyze your body composition. We're going to see what we can learn from them and how they can help prioritize lifestyle change.
Yeah, a lot of people interested in that. Also ahead here, a warning about tracking technology after authorities say a Florida couple was tracked to their home and then robbed.
That was so scary to see that. But first, we have a look at the top stories breaking at 8, starting with President Trump saying he is considering ground strikes on Venezuela. That would be a major escalation of the administration's war on drug cartels. The U.S. has struck several boats off Venezuela's coast, but has never hit the country's territory. Let's go back to our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. Good morning again, Mary.
Good morning again, Robin. And this would be a significant escalation. The Trump administration hasn't provided any concrete evidence yet for its strikes against boats off the coast of Venezuela. And now the president says he is considering striking cartels on Venezuelan soil, too. It comes as the president is also escalating U.S. operations against Venezuela's authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro. Trump confirming he's authorized covert CIA action in the country. In a statement overnight, Venezuela accusing Trump of trying to legitimize a regime name change operation to access the country's oil resources, saying they would bring up the matter at the UN Security Council today. This all comes after the U.S. carried out its 5th deadly strike on an alleged drug boat off the coast of Venezuela, but the White House has provided no evidence to prove that the 27 people killed so far were attempting to traffic drugs to the U.S. as they claim. The White House has argued the U.S. is in a formal armed conflict and the drug cartels are deemed unlawful combatants, but critics warn the strikes risk getting the U.S. into a full-fledged war. Michael.
Yeah, that's something none of us want. Mary, thank you for that. And we're going to turn now to the Trump administration's multi-billion-dollar financial lifeline to Argentina and watch raising red flags among some American farmers. Elizabeth Schulze is in Washington with more for us. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, Michael. American farmers are fuming over the U.S. bailout of Argentina, which Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent now says could double to $40 billion. Bessent says the Treasury is working with the private sector to raise another $20 billion for Argentina, while the U.S. government also took the unusual step of directly buying pesos for the second time in a week. This is all intended to prop up Argentina's struggling currency and to show support for President Milei, who's an ally of President Trump, ahead of midterm elections in Argentina in a few weeks. But U.S. soybean farmers who we've been speaking with, like Ben Stephan, are baffled. They have been unable to sell any of their crop this year to China because of the trade war. And China is now buying massive amounts of soybeans from Argentina instead.
It's beyond frustrating. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. We're sending $20 billion to South America to prop up a competitor, essentially, and to facilitate losing market share that farmers in this country have supplied.
Now, the Trump administration has said it could bail out American farmers, but the bottom line, that has not yet been finalized while this Argentina lifeline is well underway.
Yeah, a lot of people waiting for answers on that, Elizabeth. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. Now to the Florida couple who authorities say were dragged out of their car and robbed after thieves used an Apple AirTag to track them. Aaron Katursky here with that story. Really a frightening case.
It sure is. Ambushed in the place where you feel safest is what one Florida sheriff called every family's worst nightmare. And police say the thieves knew exactly where this family was because they used an Apple AirTag to track them. This morning, 2 men are behind bars after this terrifying kidnapping and burglary. You can see one of the men in an orange vest waiting in the driveway for a couple to return to their Odessa, Florida home. He and his partner then ripped the couple from their car and forced them into their garage. Police say the men intended to rob the couple and knew when they'd be back because they attached a tracking device to their car.
These two criminals used an AirTag to monitor and surveil these victims. There are sophisticated criminals out here, and they do use these type of devices. If you do receive some sort of notification that you have no idea about, be cognizant of that and notify us.
The AirTag also turned out to help investigators identify the suspects.
Can you just step out in the car real quick for me?
One of them, Lewis Charles, is seen in this police body camera video being stopped and arrested. Both men are now facing charges of armed burglary, armed kidnapping, and assault. The victims in this case own a restaurant. The deputy sheriff told us any business owner who may handle a lot of cash could be a target. So if some unknown AirTag pops up on your phone, best bet is to notify the police.
Absolutely.
Important
All right,
information.
Dan, thank you. Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, former Bachelorette Katie Thurston is here live for the first time talking about her own breast cancer fight and what she wants all young women to know.
Also ahead here, an angel gets her wings. WNBA star Angel Reese walking into history as part of the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Plus, would you make a sales pitch to a room full of people to convince them to date your friend? Well, Pitch and Pair is the new singles event popping up all over social media. We'll have the details for you. And Sam is with Tori Johnson.
Hey, Michael. Yeah, I've only made one love connection with my friends, Tori. Only one that worked. The rest of them didn't work.
All right.
It's been so much fun
at our fall.
Yeah, let's stick with shopping. It's been so much fun at our fall festival. We're at day 4 now. Beauty products, including a deal from, well, if you want to be beautiful, you might as well follow a supermodel. That's Miranda Kerr coming up.
Nice crisp day here in New York City. And welcome back to GMA, everybody. Our nationwide 50 states and 50 weeks tour pulls into Tennessee tomorrow. And one thing you might not know about the 16th state is that it's really into off-roading. Rachel Scott will get behind the wheel live. So anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. All right, Robin, what you got for us?
That's tomorrow, but right now we have our GMA cover story. All month long, we're honoring Breast Cancer Awareness Month and 40 years of pink. And this morning, former Bachelorette Katie Thurston is here to talk about her metastatic breast cancer fight. Since revealing her stage 4 diagnosis earlier this year, she's been open about her journey on social media and has made it her mission to advocate for others. Katie, it is wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful to see you.
Thank you for having me today.
I know you've been undergoing medication type treatment.
Yes.
How's everything going?
It's great. We actually just did my 6-month scan earlier this week, and the medicine is still working. The
Good.
tumor is still shrinking. And when you're stage 4, that's really all you can hope for.
That's it. I'm so happy to hear that. So
Thank
happy
you.
to see that in your face.
Thank you.
You were diagnosed at 34 years old.
Yes.
What do you want especially younger women to know?
That breast cancer really can happen before you're 40. I think we're kind of tricked to think mammograms 40, cancer is reserved for later in life, and that's just simply not the case. And I've met so many women under 40 who have been diagnosed.
And you've been working with the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit more about that work?
Yes, so they are an amazing nonprofit. They show up for the community, they've shown up for me, but more importantly, they are the largest private funder for metastatic breast cancer research, which is so important because for us stage 4, there's really not a cure at this time.
And that's why I wanted to make sure that we mentioned it was metastatic.
Yes.
And because so many times people going through breast cancer, and we talk about different types, and it's not one size fits all, but we tend not to talk so much about metastatic. How do you keep your hopes up, and how do you keep the smile on your face and knowing that one day, next day, and just keep moving forward?
You know, medical advancements have come so far in the past 10 years that I refuse to view this as a terminal illness or a death sentence. I really trust medicine and the future of breast health, and that's kind of what keeps me going each day.
And you found a community online. You're very active online and very positive online.
Yes.
How has that community helped you?
Oh, I mean, they say it's, you know, worst club, best members, and that's truly the case. I've met so many women from so many different parts of life who have really just helped give me their perspective and their advice, and without them I wouldn't be as confident and as happy, I think, as I am now.
And you know, you give confidence and happiness to others. You really do with your posts and that. And I should say, congratulations, you're a married woman. Yay! In March, right?
Yes, we got married in March.
You and Jeff, comedian Jeff.
Yes.
So how has he been by your side?
He's been great. I mean, he postponed his tour in the beginning when I was first diagnosed. He's now in Australia, but he continues to show up however he can, most recently dedicating $1 of each ticket sale to BCRF, and then doing a matching donation. So in total, we're looking at about $80,000 that we're going to be donating.
Oh, that's awesome. That's wonderful. So please do give him our very best. Do you have a final message that you want to share with people this
I think the
morning?
biggest thing is be so familiar with your breasts and bring it to your doctor if something feels off or looks off. You know, age is nothing but a number at this point.
It is. Well, you are a beautiful messenger, and thank you for the message that you're sending out today. We
Thank
continue to wish you all the best, Katie.
Thank you so
you
much.
and Jeff. All right.
All right, Sam's here with Pop News now, and you've been keeping things top secret.
Yeah,
this
because
morning.
I can't give you it. Whit's
Wouldn't
been
give me
asking,
anything.
and I can't give you anything. Robin, we begin with you. Oh, isn't that ironic? Don't you think? You've been singing it all morning. Now, some of you know immediately. This is Alanis Morissette. You ought to know another one about this news. 30 years after giving us her 5-time Grammy-winning album, Jagged Little Pill, Alanis is back on stage, kicking off her first ever Las Vegas residency, guys. Last night, take a look.
I love it. Look at her. On that stage.
Yeah.
Mind you.
There you go. Sing it. Air guitar.
I know, but we like.
Hey. Oh, that's it.
Alanis sharing in a statement ahead of last night's performance. We love the music. I can barely rehearse for having to fight back the tears. So excited, so humbled, so terrified. And there are tickets left for some of her later shows. So try to get them now. The residency ends in early November.
Early November?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's right around the corner.
I know.
Better
It's
get on
like,
it, Robin.
right, got to get in it.
Road
All right.
trip.
So it's not every day that an Angel gets their wings, but last night, Angel Reese sure did. The WNBA All-Star, wait till you see this, and Chicago Sky Forward hitting the catwalk and making some history, becoming the first professional athlete ever to walk the Victoria's Secret runway. Take a look at this, and boy, she killed it. This marks Reese's first appearance as the newest Victoria's Secret Angel after attending the return of the show last year. Angel telling USA Today that she used the legendary Tyra Banks as inspiration for that. Throughout the day yesterday, she kept telling herself, quote, "You're that girl, Reese.
Yes.
You are,
Yes.
and you did it." And Tyra was a good one. Tyra had a very special walk for those of us from the 80s who remember every supermodel. You did great. Reese adding that the history-making honor means a lot for her, representation as a black woman and as an athlete. But now that that show is over, okay, she's ready to fuel back up for the postseason.
I wonder if she's also the tallest.
That's very interesting. I don't know, because you had those heels, and that's a skyscraper.
You know what Tyra says? Every hallway is a runway.
There you go.
Every hallway is a runway. So just think about that, ladies. When you're walking down the hallway, it's a runway. And you strut your stuff like Angel did.
Hey, that's just not women, that's men. I've seen Whit walk down the hallway.
That's right.
I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah. I live by that.
And you gave us Blue Steel the other day on the close-up, so it's all good. All right, in movie news, K-pop Demon Hunters getting ready to be up on the big screen again. The smash hit about Huntrix, a K-pop girl group who protects the world from demons, soul-sucking demons, really. Well, their music will be back in theaters for a limited time. Netflix announcing a Halloween-themed sing-along, gotta get that right. And guys, costumes are encouraged, so at least bring a purple wig. The limited engagement is set to run October 31st through November 2nd. This will be huge. After its release in June, K-pop Demon Hunters became Netflix's most popular release ever. And 3 of the original songs, Golden, Your Idol, and Soda Pop, have been topping the Billboard Hot 100 chart ever since. Whit says it's on constant play at the home and the
song of the summer in my house. My kids loved it. I'll probably be in the theater, perhaps in costume.
In a purple wig at least. All right.
You got it.
And finally, I have to do this. All right. It's Spot the Snout. 2 pups are giving the internet its favorite game. So there's a golden. Now, Spot the Snout. Jody Hartman of her 2 yellow labs, Stella and Mabel, enjoying fall leaves in their backyard. Did you spot it? I love this. That's 5-year-old Mabel, and she's really buried in there. You can also, all you can see is her nose. It turns out they both love a good lounge in a leaf pile. And as for Stella, she's 12 years old, and she's been at this for some time now. So she has a very specific way she likes to get into that huge pile of leaves, by jumping right in. Of course, Jody telling us that the leaf jumping is her favorite. Girl, good girl. Her favorite activity. But, you know, did you do that as a kid? I did it. Yeah, absolutely. I would stay in there forever till someone pulled me out of there.
Your little snout was out too? Yeah, that's how we
my
do.
little
Sam
snout.
Yeah.
That's Pop News.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. And now to our series, The Science of You. This week, we've been looking at on-demand medical tests. This morning, Becky Worley's checking out how full body scans are becoming more accessible. And Becky, we know now some at-home scales can tell us more than just pounds and ounces.
That's right. I mean, it's more than just your weight. We're talking about body composition. This is your body fat, bone density, and lean muscle mass, Michael. These metrics can tell you a lot about your overall health and how to prioritize lifestyle changes. But how do you get scanned and use the information in a positive way?
This is a DEXA scan. It's a low-dose X-ray that measures my lean tissue, like muscle, that's the red you see in the scan, my fat tissue in blue, and it quantifies the density of my bones. It takes about 5 minutes, and you can now get these scans without a doctor's order for as little as $50.
So the results are in?
Orthopedic sports surgeon Dr. Vonda Wright is a big fan.
It's important for us to know what our body composition is, in particular, how much muscle mass we have, because there's a difference between what we weigh and what we're composed of.
I learned that my bone density is pretty good. Visceral fat, that's the type of fat around your organs that can lead to health challenges. I'm okay there. But for me, a huge focus of my workouts has been building lean muscle. Since I got a DEXA scan last year too, I can see I've actually lost muscle mass, which is honestly disheartening considering I've worked really hard on this.
What do you recommend for people who are a little afraid of their results?
When people are afraid of the numbers they might find in a DEXA scan or the scale, I want to remind them that the numbers themselves are not judgments.
Instead, Dr. Wright says this info is infinitely helpful in prioritizing lifestyle choices.
You can't know where you're going unless you know where you are. But data demands action.
Screening guidelines support bone density screening for women over 65 and men over 70, often paid for by insurance. Even though many, including Dr. Wright, think earlier intervention is helpful to improve bone health. And while DEXA scans are getting more affordable and accessible, they aren't the only way to assess body composition.
You can see that I'm putting my feet directly on these contacts, the electrodes.
In-body machines are found in many gyms and clinics. They use bioelectrical impedance to calculate lean mass and body fat, though they don't give you bone density data.
It's not like you feel electrical current going through you.
And this same technology is used for at-home scales that measure body fat. The results may not be as accurate as the DEXA scan, but Dr. Wright says all of these devices can be valuable to track progress.
You can use the trends over a month or over a quarterly period because data in itself, frankly, is a little useless, but it's data in action that can change your life.
Now, it's really important to note that osteoporosis is not just a concern for women. One accounting has about 6% of men over the age of 65% suffering from osteoporosis. And this is one of the reasons why I've been getting DEXA scans more regularly. I want to stay on top of my bone density and muscle mass as I age. Creating that bone now at my age, 54, is a lot easier, Dr. Wright says, than it is for my mom. She's trying to raise her bone density at 81. These are things that we can actually do something about now, guys.
Yeah, and you heard it said there in the piece, data in action.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the muscle mass information, I find that interesting. Becky, how are you using that information?
Yeah, well, it's not something I can directly tie one workout style to, but I'm definitely trying to be more aware of protein, lifting heavier. And because the scan tells you where on your body you're gaining or losing muscle mass, whether it's your arms, your trunk, or your legs, you can target workouts to areas where I've lost muscle and need to work on it. Numbers are not judgments, but data in action. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
Becky. Yeah. You look fantastic. And thank you for doing all this stuff. You really got to put yourself out there for us, so thank you.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, we want to feast your eyes on our fall festival deals and steals with up to 60% off beauty products. You know Tori Johnson's got us covered.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
The voice. We're back now with day 4 of our Deals and Steals Fall Festival. With the seasons changing, it's time to reevaluate your beauty routine. So Tori Johnson is here with skin and hair care must-haves, because you do have to change with the seasons.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes also a product you've been using no longer works, and you know what? It was good for that year, but now you want something fresh. So we're starting with Color Wow, one of the absolute favorites of our hair team here, and it's all about solving your toughest hair challenges while also delivering that wow factor. A couple of fan favorites, although all of their products I think have people their obsession. So first, this Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. This is fabulous if you've got frizz and you want to control that frizz and deliver shine. This little silver bottle is going to do that for you. If you need volume, this extra large bombshell right here is going to deliver that volume. And then if you notice that Ginger and Rebecca look extra gorgeous today, it's because Marilyn told me that she used this Money Mist spray. It's a leave-in conditioner. So this one's another favorite that we often don't have, so I'm excited about that. And then we also have all of the root powders, which are great for covering up grays, but also filling in maybe sparse, thin areas to add some visual volume. Everything from Color Wow is slashed in half. 50% savings.
Makes you want to go wow when you put it on. Yes.
Okay, something else that we can say wow about, Cora Organics, founded by supermodel Miranda Kerr, who definitely has that wow skin. This is all certified organic skincare, and that means that it's going to help give you a healthier glow that you can both see and trust. two of Miranda's personal favorites.
Yeah.
This little gold bottle right here, it's just this, it's a face oil. It's their Nona face oil. And it's just, you just need a tiny little bit all over. Face oil is just, it is hydrating. It delivers that glow.
Yeah.
It's so important for all skin, but if your skin is dry, this is really a winner. And then their turmeric mask is another favorite. This one is great. It's a gentle exfoliator. It's gonna brighten skin. Everything from this line, again, certified organic and 50% off.
A little goes a long way.
Yes.
You have to remember that.
Yes. Absolutely. Indy Lee. High performance plant derived ingredients. This is another line. It's not a huge line, but it's really focused on efficacious formulas. We've got a couple of their biggest bestsellers. Their brightening cleanser. It's a really great one because it's going to remove everything from the day, but without stripping your skin. So you don't want to do that. Then they've got this hydrating CoQ10 toner, and it's a great toner to be able to just spray on your face. It's non-drying. It revitalizes, hydrates, great either as a primer or throughout the day when your face is getting dry. This is a good one. Everything from this line is phenomenal, and it's all half price.
Welcome, Indy Lee.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Maylove. We love Maylove.
Oh, yes.
Couple of ones to call out here. This little glow maker, 1.5 million bottles of this little one have been sold. It's their most powerful vitamin C serum. This is a good one. Then you know I love the Moonlight Retinol Serum because of the warning on the label right there.
People will stare.
People will stare. People will stare. It's one of the strongest over-the-counter retinoid products. Again, tiny bit goes a long way. You don't want to overdo it, especially until you see how your skin reacts. We've got their new hair care too, all 50% off from Maylove.
Okay.
Then you know what, Robin?
What?
Sometimes you just need a quick fix.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
Sometimes maybe it's not gonna last, but if it just gives you a mood boost for an hour, I'm in. And that's what these Patchology masks do. These under eye gels. It literally depuff in 5 minutes. We've got their sheet masks that are great. I always say, having a bad day, do a mask and floss, because it's two things that give you like immediate gratification. Everything from Patchology is fabulous, 50% off. I like the kiss and tell too, good hydration for the lips. And then finally, makeup eraser, one of the easiest ways to take off your makeup with just water. Plus, we've got so many of like their cool patterns. Look at the little pops on this one. This is great for taking off all of your foundation with just water. We've got the little cherries. This is one where I'm gonna say, think ahead for the holidays, because everything here is up to 60% off plus free shipping. So $9 to $14. These are really good stocking stuffers.
Oh, really good. You're always thinking of us like that. Thank you, Tori. And we've partnered with these companies on these great products. You can get them at gmadeals.com, or of course go to the QR code that's there on your screen. And Tori, you're going to be back with more deals and steals tomorrow?
Finish up our fall festival.
Okay, we are going to do that. Whit.
All right, Robin, thank you so much. Now to a new viral food trend, the dumpling bake. It's a one-pan meal that turns a bag of frozen dumplings into a dinner in no time. Rhiannon and Allie tried it out. We've been talking about this. How did it come out?
I know you guys love when I cook.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay, so like most families, I know you guys know this, we are so busy. We have my son's swim practice, my daughter's basketball practices, homework. So I'm always looking for really easy dinner ideas. So this one is the latest viral Trader Joe's recipe, and we put it to the test.
All right.
Warm, cozy, spicy, and flavorful.
It's the latest viral one-pan meal that has the internet going cocoa nuts. The Trader Joe's dumpling bake, cooking up millions of views online, promises to be as tasty as it is simple. So I took to my kitchen to try it out.
We love an easy recipe, so let's start with the sauce. Soyaki, minced garlic, coconut milk, and red curry sauce, plus a little bit of water, and then you whisk it all together. Next, we want to make this a little bit healthier, so we're going to add some bok choy to ours. You just sprinkle it into the sauce. Pretty simple.
It's time for the dumplings, prepared pot stickers right out of the freezer section. And then into the oven for about 40 minutes to get those dumplings nice and crispy.
Here it is, final version. I added a little chili crunch to give it a kick. That might be a little too spicy for the kids, so I gave them the other version. Okay, dig in. Let's see what you think.
Oh my gosh, it's so good! Mom's a good cook. A great cook.
Oh, thank you. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
I paid them to say
Right,
it.
exactly. Mom gets all the credit.
We're going to post this recipe on GoodMorningAmerica.com, but I have to, I know, you're disappointed I didn't bring any in, and the reason is it did get a little soggy after a while, so I didn't want to feed you guys soggy dumplings. You have to eat it fresh. By the way, this only cost about $25 to feed my family of 5.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's great. Kids approved.
Do you feel like if you just reduced the sauce a little bit, that it would have stayed a little crispier?
I think you got to play around with this recipe a little bit, and maybe I did a little too much sauce.
Okay, well, thanks for trying it out. We appreciate it.
Now with a new way to potentially make a love connection. So we've all heard of matchmaking. It's as old as time, really. But now friends of singles are making a pitch to a group of strangers, hoping it will lead to romance and love. Ashin Singh is here with more. Hey, Ashin, I saw you in the hall, and I love this idea.
Morning, Sam. Do any of y'all have that single friend who you know deserves someone special, but their dating life just seems like an unending disaster? Well, now you can take matters into your own hands and literally pitch your friend to an audience of romantic hopefuls.
Love is an inexact science. The sound of a balloon popping on Pop the Balloon Live is unmistakable rejection.
That's a deal breaker for you? Deal breaker for me, babe. I'm so sorry.
And it's better luck next time for guys and girls who leave Love Island single.
Unfortunately, you have been dumped from the island.
Dating apps are still very popular. 3 in 10 U.S. adults say they've used a dating site or app. But some say meeting matches at an in-person singles event is an alluring alternative.
If you're not at Crush Globe, where are you at?
I was looking for something where I can go with my friend instead of going by myself to some type of in-person event, and there wasn't really anything like that.
In the rough and tumble dating scene, Pitch and Pair is the new singles event that centers around a pair of friends. One makes a sales pitch to a room full of potential admirers about why they should date their friend.
She is probably the smartest person I've ever met in my entire life.
After all the presentations, the audience gets to mingle and meet the people who were pitched. Joe Teblum, a 33-year-old marketing professional, created Pitch and Pair.
The first one was definitely a maybe we should try something else. It was basically my friends pitching me at a bar to a few people.
You got pitched?
I got pitched.
Okay, how'd that go?
Well, there was nobody really at the bar. So that was kind of the start of it, and now we're selling out top NYC venues. It's really like a wingman show, where it's like your friends are there to help you find a date.
The apps sometimes are just, for me, it's just too impersonal.
Sham Subramanian says dating in the Big Apple can be discouraging.
Most of the time when you're talking to people in New York who are like chasing something. Sure. So the dating is sort of like, a sidebar, like sort of like on the back burner. So everybody's just caught up doing their own thing.
And that's yourself included, right?
Yeah, of course.
You're focused on your comedy career.
Of course.
So the 35-year-old decided to take a chance on a Pitch and Pair event.
Are you excited for tomorrow night?
It's tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
He's enlisted his best friend, John Tilson, as his wingman. Both are comedians in the city, and the two have a podcast together.
It literally popped up on his Instagram, and he's like, look at this. Because all I could I'm a big Seinfeld fan, so all I could think about was that scene when Kramer is getting auctioned off. I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
I know him too well.
Now, John has to make a PowerPoint detailing Sham's best traits.
Thus far, I've got the lovable, laughable, and eminently entertaining individual.
There's something that's quirky about PowerPoints that amplifies everything that someone does in a pitch.
And Sham has not seen any of this yet, so I plan to show him this tonight.
I think there's a 75% chance I'll meet the woman of my dreams at Pitch and Pair.
Oh, wow.
We have John and Sham!
With 200 people in the audience, John and Sham take the stage. Their one-liners get tons of applause.
Why, Sham? I ask you, why not? You're the meat. Give it a little spin.
After that is a Q&A.
Does anyone have a question for Sham? Yes. How old are you?
That's none of your business.
After 15 presentations, the room empties out. People head to the bar, where anyone who wants to know more about someone who was pitched can talk to them one-on-one.
Getting lines of people to try to talk to somebody just doesn't happen in the real world.
John has found success at Pitch and Pair.
Yeah.
He recognized Candace from the comedy scene in Boston and asked her out.
She actually moved to New York a couple months before I did, and we've sort of reconnected. It's been cool. The After Bar. How do you like the place? She said it's fabulous.
You're actually helping people find, in some cases, love.
Yeah.
What's that like for you?
The fact that it turned into actual people like getting into relationships and meeting people. Like that's just a whole nother level of like satisfaction.
And guys, as fun and silly as an event like Pitch and Pair can seem, it really is a sign of the times. The post-pandemic world of dating apps are no longer the only way. Now single folks of all ages are looking for more IRL or in real life experiences that they hope will connect them with someone special. I know every one of y'all has that friend that you guys would pitch, right?
Oh, definitely.
For sure.
Yeah, sure.
It's personal though. It's more personal and intimate.
For sure. And these friends, they get to show love to each other.
Yeah.
But you admitted that you were a little bit skeptical.
For sure.
But now, having done it and seen it, you feel differently.
Open mind. Robin, it's rough out in those streets. I'm serious.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
But it always was. This is a great idea. All right.
Coming up, host of the Heal Squad podcast and cancer survivor Maria Menounos is joining us to talk about the importance of early detection. Looking forward to it. And we are back now with the host of the Heal Squad podcast and cancer survivor, Maria Menounos, opening up about the importance of early detection and intervention. This segment is sponsored by Cancer Guard, and Maria is their spokesperson. Welcome. We are so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Obviously, we know you from on screen, but there's been a lot of going on in the world of health for you off screen. So how are you doing, and what's the update?
Well, it has been quite the health journey. The last 8 years. Started with my mom's glioblastoma diagnosis, then I got a brain tumor too. I lost her in 2021, and in 2022 I started having these unusual symptoms, and all the tests kept coming back negative. And basically it wasn't until I kind of advocated for myself and did some outside screening that I found out I had a rare form of pancreatic cancer.
Wow.
Crazy.
And found it that early. How big of a deal is early detection?
Oh, it's huge. It's why I do what I do every single day with my podcast, Heal Squad, and why I'm here today. It is hugely important. 70% of cancer cases and deaths in the U.S. alone come from cancers that are not routinely screened for. So cancer tests like Cancer Guard are incredible because they can help you catch cancer early before symptoms even appear. So you get a jump on your care.
Well, that sounds great. So how does Cancer Guard work?
So with a simple blood draw, you can, Cancer Guard will detect signals of cancer from 50 or more than 50 types and subtypes. And again, things that are not routinely screened for and have the highest mortality rates, like a pancreatic cancer. The thing with pancreatic cancer that's so crazy is you don't know you have it sometimes until it's too late, most times.
My grandmother, same way. So, you have called your daughter the best medicine. How does life look now?
She is the best medicine, and she's my North Star. That's why I take my health into the highest regard. That's why I do what I do every single day. I really want people to be the CEO of their health, to take their health into the highest regard, hopefully as high as your career and your work life. And tests like Cancer Guard will help you stack the deck in your favor so that nothing ever gets missed.
I'm going to tell you, I've heard that type of suggestion so many times, but it's really hard to prioritize. How do you tell people?
Well, this is amazing because this is just a simple blood draw. And it's so easy to do, and it's going to detect so many different types of cancer that are not screened for. So you don't want to replace your recommended screenings from your doctors ever. Continue to do those, but add this in. So if you are like me and you have this random form of cancer in your body, who would have thought I would have this? You have to do things like this now. I recommend it to all of my friends. You have to stack the deck in your favor because doctors are amazing, but sometimes they miss things. And so I just want to stack the deck and make sure that nothing catches me off guard.
And the prognosis now for you?
Amazing. That's what I do every single day. I'm like, how do I stay as healthy as possible so that my baby and I can be together all the way? I want to see all the milestones.
That's so inspiring. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate
you.
it. And thank you also to our sponsor, Cancer Guard. Thanks to Maria for sharing her story.
We already did. Come on, Kid.
You.
Oh.
I looked so hard. I didn't know it was a big
Still time to get tickets, too.
I thought it was a different part.